What happens when one woman's vision to open a small tax office turns into a 15-year mission to transform an entire community? Today, we're talking to Joynessa Jones, affectionately known as Joy, whose journey from business owner to nonprofit leader is a testament to her and her power of grace, resilience, and service. Get ready for an inspiring conversation on how small acts of kindness can spark momental change. Welcome to the show, Joy. It is such a pleasure to have you joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you.
Welcome back to the Happiness on Tap podcast, where we pour out stories of joy, resilience, and hope, one inspiring guest at a time. Your go-to
Yes.
podcast for uplifting conversations that stir the heart and ignite the spirit. I'm your host, Leanne, and today we're thrilled to be joined by someone whose name truly embodies her mission. Joynessa Jones is a business owner, a community leader, and the founder of Serving in Grace, a nonprofit that has been uplifting the Decatur community for over 15 years. Let me take just a brief moment to share a little bit of Joy's story. Her story deeply resonated with me as a young mother, as a female entrepreneur, and as someone who has dedicated my business goals to supporting my local community and raising up other entrepreneurs. When Joy opened her tax office in Decatur, Georgia, she had a vision to do more than just provide tax services. She wanted to give back to her community. To introduce her business, she hosted a Christmas drive, offering gifts to children in need while spreading holiday cheer. At the time, she never imagined that this simple event would not only help her grow her client base, but also offer profound insight into the struggles faced by many in the very community where she has decided to open her business. Through the drive, Joy met mothers unable to afford formula, clothes, or shoes for their babies. She encountered families on the brink of homelessness, struggling to put food on the table while trying to keep a roof over their head. She saw children attending school without supplies or enduring teasing because they couldn't afford a haircut. As a mother herself, Joy understands how difficult it can be to find consistent support when you are struggling. Her children are her world, and she would do anything to ensure that they have a comfortable life, even if it means going without. She believes no one should ever have to make that sacrifice alone. She couldn't stand by and watch people suffer, so she set out to offer more than just prayer. Her office became a sanctuary, a place where people could laugh, cry, vent, seek advice, or simply find a compassionate ear. Through her ongoing community involvement, Joy realized that she wanted to do more, to serve people year round. So grab your favorite beverage and let's dive in. Let's start from the beginning, Joy. When you opened your tax office in Decatur, did you ever imagine it would lead to founding a nonprofit and being such a vital part of the community?
Oh God, no. I had no idea. I did not even know what a nonprofit was. I was doing nonprofit work and didn't have the nonprofit behind me. I did not think this would be as big as it was. I did not think. I thought that maybe I was just gonna come to the community, give out some gifts, some clothing, some food, and it was gonna be it. I did not know that the people in the community was gonna put it on my heart to keep going, going farther. And that's when I was introduced into the paperwork part of turning what I do into a 501(c)(3). I was just doing it just to be because I was able and I was there and it was needed. So I was just doing
Oh, that is beautiful.
it.
You know, the Christmas drive itself was obviously a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you learned about your community through that experience?
Through my Christmas giveaway experience, I learned that the community was in need. I learned that they was in desperate need of not just Christmas things. They was in need of food, clothing, household items. I also learned how to be involved with the community people, let them know that they had help, that I was going to be here, that they can count on me. And I did just that.
That is great. It is so inspiring
Thank you.
to hear your story. I'm looking forward to sharing more. Um, but just what little bit I got to learn about you before we got started. Um,
Yes.
I try to be as involved as I can. I did scouting with my son, so that really got me out into the community doing things. And I
Yes.
continued to do that as I opened my practice and
Yes.
did things to bring the community into my space so that I could lift up their business. And really, that is the reason why I launched my podcast, was so I could invite members of my community in so I could lift them up and shine a spotlight on their business.
Thank you. We need you. Thank you.
Thank you. You have described your office as more than just a place to get taxes done, a sanctuary for people in need. Can you share some examples of how you have supported individuals and families seeking assistance in your office?
Has the tax support, I have helped families through financial advisement, besides providing food, clothing, Christmas, and what else I do? I do back to school. I also try to refer my clients to places that can help them with housing, bill payment. I don't have that ability yet, but I know of resources that I can, reach out to some people to try to help them. My tax office is a business, um, for sure, but it's also we more like family in the community. People come to us when it's not tax season. We're always there. We're always giving away. So it's more like family. They come and check on us sometime to make sure we still gonna do what we say we're going to do. We still in the area and things like that. So I think besides that, I think we help them with a lot of emotional support as well, that they probably don't get when times are hard and they probably don't have nobody to talk to. They come and talk to me. They come and talk to my mom and we try to figure something out. So past the business part, I think we provide a lot of outsourcing as well.
And that is so needed as part of what you're doing. For all of us, if we can help provide resources for people in need, um, offer them, guidance, a place where they can go to receive those resources. It's so helpful to them. We get to help save them time and energy and stress and because it's really hard for some people to find resources.
Right,
I keep a basket by my front door that is just full of resource information,
right,
from help with the city, help with the county, help in the community. Um, that way they can just grab and go that information as well and take something with them,
mhm,
where they have phone numbers and email addresses and contact names. And again, I try to invite those people onto the podcast so that their resources are shining for people who are looking for them.
absolutely.
Like I said, your story resonated with me as a young mom,
Thank you.
knowing how difficult it is. Like even now, money is hard. Money is tight. The cost of everything is through the roof. And, sometimes when you're a young single mom, you have to choose between, paying rent or buying groceries or buying our kids clothes and school supplies and so what you do is so appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's so good to hear, what you do is appreciated, or we thank you, because that do give us the thrive to keep on going, because now, okay, yes, I do this for the community, but it also let me know, okay, people are recognizing what we are doing in the community. And that's a big thing, because if people recognize what you're doing in the community, people will help you. So you saying you appreciate me, I really appreciate that, because that do give me to drive to keep going, because not just the people I'm helping appreciate, but the people I'm not helping appreciate me going in the community and doing it as well.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm pretty active in, trying to help people who are working to help our homeless population here.
Yes,
Finding them housing, finding them jobs, helping them with clothes, helping
absolutely.
them with, teaching them how to do a job interview. Um, I also work
Yeah.
with another nonprofit company here called Serenum, which takes people off the street and puts them in housing for 2 years. And during that 2 years, they don't work. They get education, all their bills are paid for,
Oh,
and they
wow.
get to just learn how to provide for their families. So they
Absolutely.
get education on how to keep a checkbook, how to save money,
Yes,
how to, just anything and everything just to help them provide for their family so that they just get to step back and not be worried and not be stressed and just take care of their family. So, like
yeah.
I said, what you do, everything helps and it's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do want to ask you, in what ways do you, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a business owner, as everything, what ways do you practice self care? And how do you ensure that you are able to serve others while taking care of yourself?
I make sure I get some me time. um, I'm not a big person that go out. I'm not big on going out. Self-care for me is at home relaxing. Um, Lights off, headphones on, probably listen to jazz just to relax and clear my mind. To clear my mind. But I do feel like this is my duty. I do feel like this is my calling. So if I'm not taken care of, I can't take care of nobody else. So I do take a few days a month to um do some little things, massages, maybe a weekend trip, things like that. All my kids are grown for sure, but as a mom, I do spend a lot of time with them, and I have a grandbaby, so I travel to see her competitions. So that's that within itself is enough me time for me, just to see her happy, no worry in the world on her face. And I know that I help do that. So as a grandmother to my baby, that's all the me time I need. When I see that, it make me want to go help other kids, because I want to see that same smile on other people's faces as well.
I can definitely understand that and relate to that. And, I didn't learn about the value or the importance of self care because I had spent, my first 50 years really hyper focused on having a job that provided benefits, to keep a roof over our head, to raise my children. And no one ever told me, well, you should be taking care of yourself,
Self.
because when you take
Absolutely.
care of yourself and you are your best self, you are able to do that much more for the people you care about. So I had
Absolutely.
never learned about this concept. A lot of people refer to it as having a full cup. You are a vessel. And when you give and give and give and you don't take time to replenish, you end up just hitting the wall and unable to keep up that pace. So,
Absolutely.
thank you for sharing all the things that you do and that you make sure that you're getting that in your life so that you can continue to be your best self for your children, for your grandbaby, for your community, for your customers.
Thank you. I sure will. I would take your advice on that.
For our listeners who want to give back to their own communities, but don't know where to start, what advice would you offer?
I would tell them to follow their heart and start where their heart will lead them to start. If it's out the back of your trunk, if it's at a gas station and you pop up a table and just want to give out some few items, that will allow you to see what's needed in a community. If you do something small and then you can come back and bring what's really needed. Um, I would say start with what's laid on your heart. For me, of course, it was my business. That was a way for me to get out in the community. If you're not, getting out in the community, promoting your business, and you starting from scratch, I would say just start, you can start in your front yard. People need stuff everywhere. You will be surprised, and you will be surprised how far it would take you. It doesn't matter where you start. You have to start. You can't. I remember my teacher told me in college, "Yeah," I think he was saying something like, well, you'll never hit the nail on the head if you don't swing the hammer. So you gotta swing the hammer somewhere. Just get to swinging somewhere. You will land where you're needed to be. I believe.
I agree. I agree. And yeah, just the simplest of things. I know here in New Mexico, a lot of people will put, gently used furniture out on the sidewalk with a sign that says free,
Yeah.
just to help people. You never know who's going to
Just
be looking for what.
for
And
what?
so
Absolutely.
if we can do those things, I know a lot of people in our community really come together around the holidays, but there's so much that you can do all year round.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People need things all the time. I know we have a few holidays a year, but what in between those holidays time? Yeah, and I know holiday is a time of giving. It's very cheerful and it's very joyful, but you can have that same cheer and joy anytime when you give someone something and you see the cheer and joy on their face, and it don't have to be Christmas. It don't have to be their birthday. It can just be in a time where they need you at that moment. And you bring them an early Christmas. How about that?
That's perfect. As I said, your story is inspiring. It's a beautiful reminder that one person can really make a difference. I want to thank you for sharing your joy, your story, inspiring us today.
Yeah.
But I also want to know, how can our listeners support you, support serving in grace, or get involved?
Serving in grace, we appreciate all donations, any form, any size. Let me first I'll say everything is a blessing. We do have an Instagram at Serving in Grace. We have a website, servingingrace.org, and you can donate on the website. We have a PayPal on the website, and we also have a P.O. box if anybody wants to send anything by the mail. The P.O. box is 467921. Atlanta, Georgia, 31146. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll make sure and include your website and other information in the show notes. I'm also going to include a list of the services that you offer. So, your community assistance, your specialized support programs for young teenage mothers, educational workshops, healthcare assistance, mentorship programs. One thing that I like to do is, help people connect with each other, collaborate.
Oh, yes,
So that is such a powerful way to continue to grow and help people.
I
So if it's
agree.
other organizations that work with young mothers, getting together and collaborating can make a large event. Plus, it helps get your reach out to a greater audience.
It does. It really do. And it takes so much pressure off one person. If we both collaborate and we working together for a common goal, it takes the pressure off one person. And that alone will make it bigger because one person, I may want to do a lot, but I can't if it's just me. So I'm open to that for sure.
Wonderful. So thank you again, Joy, for being here. It's been an honor to share your story. I will include all that information in the show notes. And I want to thank our listeners for tuning into this episode. Remember, happiness grows when we pour into each other. Is there any last final words that you would like to share with the audience?
And there's some final words I would like to share with the audience is for anybody who feel discouraged or unencouraged, keep going. It's always light on the other side. And I think I heard Will Smith make this quote. God put his biggest rewards on the other side of fear. Do not be scared to start anything. I don't care how many times you fail, you get back up and you start it over again. And for the ones that may need help, keep reaching out. It's people like me out here. We love giving back. I love it. I mean, it's a joy for me to see other people happy. I don't like to see people with doubt. So if you're on any side, whatever you're doing, pray and just keep going.
All beautiful words, all
Thank you.
things I can relate to. For me, that's also one of my favorite things is your greatest achievement is on the other side of fear. I had to
Absolutely.
remember that opening my business. And I remember that every day. Every day show up. Don't worry about comparison or perfectionism. Just show up. Who you are, your authentic self is, will show up to the people who need you, who need your story, who need your help. So just show up. Like you said, don't quit, just keep going. So
Absolutely.
until next time, take care and keep spreading joy. Thank you,
I
Joy,
will do.
so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.